Hello everyone. In today's shave we're gonna have another comparison. This time this was asked by Half Dana. He has the R89, the MÜHLE R89 at home, and he has the Roca, the MÜHLE Roca, which is supposed to be very aggressive. I haven't tried it yet, so I don't know. And he saw my video of the Giesen Forsthoff unisex zero waste, and he was wondering if this one has a bit more feel than the R89. I think he was looking once, because he got the rocket, for what he told me. It looks like he was looking for something with a bit more feedback than the R89. So we're gonna do a comparison with this one. First of all, in terms of design, they're very different. The R89 is lighter, I would say, to do with the handle, because this handle on the Giesen Forsthoff, I'm gonna just call it Timor, it's easier for me, Timor Zero Waste. It's stainless steel, so it's a bit more of a modern design than the MÜHLE R89. The MÜHLE R89 is just the classic. There's overhanging on the MÜHLE R89, which there's none on the Timor. And the design on this one has a bit of a groove there, which helps when you're loading and unloading the blade, so you can just grab the blade itself, but when you're shaving there's no overhanging at all. Plus the stainless steel, so design wise I would give the advantage to the Giesen Forsthoff, but you have to say it is more of a modern than this one. This one is more of a classic one. Stainless steel, that's the other advantage as well. Not the head, it's just the handle. Okay, so I'm gonna do the Timor on the left hand side and the MÜHLE on the right hand side. Because they're both German brands, I decided today to go with the Tabac, another German soap, and which I love. I actually bought another set of this soap because they stopped doing the tallow, so I was able to get another tallow. So I have this one and the other one. They're both tallow. I'm gonna get my face ready there. I already loaded the blades. They're both Astra, first use. I'm gonna put a bit of pre-shave because I'm still kind of recovering from the bumps on the neck, so better safe than sorry. Most of the time when I'm using the Tabac, I don't put pre-shave. Most of the time, not always. There we go. No need for a lot. This is the Mastro Miche pre-shave hard soap, just in case you're wondering. So let's go. Load the soap. I have my boar brush, Omega boar brush, already there soaking. So we're just gonna load up the Tabac, which normally I don't even bloom at all. It's normally easy to load up, as you guys can see. Not much. It's not that hard. It's not a soft soap either, but it's, as soon as the water heats it, it softens up really quickly. So I would say this should be enough. Just gonna take the proto leather there, which there's loads there already. There you go. Leave it there. There we go. Now, I normally like to put it sideways with a bit of air so that it dries up quicker. That's what I normally do on my soaps once I use them. Oh, let's leather. Face leather today. As you guys can see, really easy to leather. Especially if you have a brush that soaks up some water. And now, because I'm still recovering from the bumps, I do prefer a bit of a face leather, just so that it lifts up the hairs, and it might take some ingrowth hairs out. I don't have much ingrowth, it's just mainly bumps there. So on the neck, there we go. I would say we're ready. As you guys can see, really fast to load up, really fast to lather. Just put a bit more water and you'll be fine. And it's proper creamy, almost on the foamy side, but never there. So let's go. Giesen and Forsthoff. First pass use with the Astra Blades. Both of them are supposed to be mild, which they are, like, but I don't know in terms of. I'm expecting this one to have a bit more feedback from what I remember. Loads of nice feedback there, and because I have been using the R89, I can tell you it definitely has more feel. Definitely. And noisy. Now let's see in terms of efficiency how they compare. Even though this is stainless steel, for my taste, I always prefer a bit of a fatter handle. It's nice, like the knurling is just beautiful. I love this razor. It's a beautiful razor, and the design for me is just perfect. No overhanging. It's a mildish, easy to unclog, or better, it doesn't clog up at all. And this handle doesn't slip at all. Stainless steel, so good stuff. But for me to be perfect, if it was a bit fatter, I like the size of it, but just a bit fatter, and it would have been a perfect razor for my taste. It's definitely mild, but I do think it has a bit more feedback. But we'll find out now when I change, which we're gonna do that now. So first pass, MÜHLE R89. Oh, the other thing I was forgetting. If you look at the heads, besides the no overhanging, like the MÜHLE R89 is more concave and it's taller than the Timor, right? But then the Timor is bigger sideways, okay? So that's another thing. The angles will be a bit different as well, that you have to expect a difference there. So let's go, first pass. MÜHLE R89. Feeling wise, does feel the same actually. I thought we'd have more feedback with the other one, but no. They do feel very similar, at least on the first pass. But because I have a bit of growth there, it might be harder for me to actually here on the bottom, no, on the bottom it looks like my sensitive area there, it looks like this one is a bit milder, a bit less, but not by much at all. I would say I'll feel more of a difference on the second pass where I don't have as much growth, because on this first pass they look very similar in terms of feeling. So if the handle of the Giesen was about this thickness, it would just be perfect. That's the only minor thing I have with that razor. It's not the razor itself, it's the handle, which is stainless steel and is brilliant. The grabbing feel is just brilliant. I just wish it was a bit thicker, a bit fatter. The other thing is the weight. When you grab both of them, if like this one is definitely way lighter, but it does feel like it's heavier on the head. The Giesen doesn't feel as heavy on the head. Feels like more balanced, I would say. Actually, hold on. No, would be actually more on the handle side, the weight. That's why probably they didn't put it longer, because it's almost balanced, and you can actually see the groove there. That's exactly where the balance is. Same with this one, I would say. No, this one you would have to put it forward a bit more. Yeah, so heavier on the head, a bit more balance with the Giesen. So let's check efficiency now. A lot of slickness with this soap. Guys, same. Exactly the same. No difference at all. I was actually expecting to feel a bit more difference, but no, there's no difference at all. It does feel like it's exactly the same thing. So let's get ready for a second pass. There we go. Ready for second pass. Back to the brush. Yeah, really creamy, this soap. Really easy to lather. And scent-wise, it reminds me of barbershop scent-wise. It's kind of on the spiciness, leathery, kind of that way. I haven't found anyone that doesn't like this soap yet. There's always someone. But this kind of reminds me of the old barbershops. So there we go. Ready. Bit more on the safe side. So second pass, we're gonna go cross with the Giesen, the F and the G and F. They're really different shaving in terms of the way you handle it. They feel a bit different. They feel a bit different on your face as well. My face now. I think there's still a bit more feedback on this one. Maybe the first pass wasn't good enough. We'll just buff upwards. I want to do just a 2-pass shave, guys. Because you have more growth. I think you don't feel as much when you have more growth. Now that I have less, there we go. Yeah, and it's a bit noisier as well. Definitely. Now, another advantage on this one, no overhanging, so very easy. Near the nose and the ears. we go. Now, I'm gonna try to do exactly the same movements I did with this one. I'm gonna try to do with the MÜHLE R89. So, let's go, cross, second pass. Yeah, less feedback. Now on the second pass, you definitely feel the difference. There's not as much blade feel on the MÜHLE R89. It feels milder. But as I said in previous videos, feeling milder doesn't mean that it's not as efficient as the other ones. So sometimes it's actually, at least for me with a sensitive skin, sometimes not always, but sometimes I prefer not have as much blade feel. Other times no, other times, it depends on the day, guys. Once you get involved on this hobby, you always have different tastes in different days. But if I can help someone make a choice, that's what I'm doing. Definitely has less blade feel than the Giesen. Matte face. There we go. Buff upwards. Yeah. And if you're a beginner, both of them would be good for you. Because although you have more blade feel on the Giesen, she's not aggressive at all. So it wouldn't be. Now if you have sensitive skin, a lot of ingrowth hairs and bumps and stuff, maybe get one with less blade feel. But people that are already in this hobby sometimes tend to prefer a bit more blade feel. So the one with more blade feel is definitely the Giesen. Let's check now. Hold on. Just don't forget overhanging on this one. There we go. So let's check. See efficiency. Very, very similar. I missed a few spots on both of them. I still have to go upwards here. Missed here and here. And on the chin here area. So efficiency wise they're exactly the same, guys. There's no difference whatsoever. No, I don't feel any difference at all in terms of efficiency. It's just mainly the design that is different, and a bit more, I would say, I don't know if it's exposure, but a more blade feel on the Giesen. Actually, the one that looks more exposed is actually the MÜHLE, but you have less blade feel than on the Giesen. So, guys, because this video is getting long, I'm gonna do this off camera, do my Allen treatment, and I see you back for the post shave and the conclusion. See you in a bit. We're back. So I did my Allen treatment. There was loads of feedback on the bottom on both of them, but I had a bit more feedback around this area of the Giesen part. Okay, I would say that's to do with having a bit more blade feel, but it's very, very minute. I still say that in terms of efficiency, they're exactly the same. So we're going to be using Tabac aftershave. It has a bit of a stopper there, guys. It has the same scent as the soap, which I love, and alcohol as well. So, ooh, yeah. There we go. Still feedback on the bottom there on both of them, but because I know I used them both previously without having any feedback on the neck. I know I'm having a lot of feedback, but it's more to do with my bumps that I'm still recovering there. I'm gonna put a bit more there on top. There we go. Sweet. There we go. Perfect. Now, conclusions. What I have to say, efficiency-wise, they're the same. I don't feel any difference at all in terms of efficiency. Design-wise, they're very, very different. Both the head and the handles. Now, the head, as you guys can see, it's bigger on the Giesen than the MÜHLE. There's no overhanging on the Giesen, which you have on the MÜHLE. There's this design thing here, groove there, which helps when you're loading up the blade. It's just easier to grab the blade and leave it on the spot. Back-wise, they're very similar in terms of the channeling, if you guys can see. Grooves on the head, there's way more grooves, they're more pronounced on the Giesen than on the MÜHLE. The MÜHLE, they're not as pronounced as the Giesen. The handle, stainless steel on the Giesen, I think is normal alloy on the MÜHLE itself. The weight, the MÜHLE is lighter than the Giesen, and I would say it has to do with the stainless steel handle, that makes it a bit more heavier. The weight of the MÜHLE is more on the head side. The weight of the Giesen is more on the handle side. I think the Giesen is a bit more balanced, let's put it that way, because where you grab it is actually where the middle weight part is, while on the MÜHLE you kind of have to actually balance it, you have to go more on the side of the head. So that's it. Now, lengthwise, they're more or less the same. The Giesen is a tiny bit shorter, but the handle is thicker on the MÜHLE than on the Giesen. So that's basically it. It's just a bit more blade feel on the Giesen, but efficiency-wise, they're both mild, they're both great, and the same. I didn't feel any difference whatsoever. It's just the design that is completely different. Recapping the shave, we did the comparison of the Giesen and Forsthoff, zero waste unisex, and the MÜHLE R89. We used, because they're both German, we used a German soap as well, the Tabac original, the tallow-based one. We lathered up. Before that we had the pre-shave of the Mastro Miche hard soap, and we used my boar brush by Omega, blades, both Astra first use. That's it for me now. Hope you guys enjoyed it. Half done. I hope this was useful for you, and I see you in the next one. Don't forget to subscribe, don't forget to put a like on it if you enjoyed it, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye bye. Ciao.